Hi, I'm Mike Bryant with Team Overnight, Weekend, and Late Nights, or Team ALS, Citation Customer Support. Team ALS handles off-shift customer support for all Citation and Hawker jet models, including nights and weekends. Today I will be discussing when to access Textron Aviation's Aircraft Recording System, or AReS, and why AReS is important for troubleshooting. In this video, I will cover how to read AReS files locally. If you are wanting to send data into the repository for analysis by Citation customer support teams, you will need to use a different procedure that can be obtained by downloading from the customer support website, which I will cover later in this presentation. Today's agenda for this discussion is to cover what Cessna Citation jets have AReS boxes installed, how to download AReS View and AReS View Professional software onto your laptop, and how to access various functions of AReS and Summary. AReS is installed on the following Citation jet model and serial numbers: CJ1 Plus, M2, and M2 Gen 2, Unit 5250680 and 0685 and on. CJ2 Plus, 525 Alpha, Unit 0417, 0439 and on. CJ3 and CJ3 Plus, CJ3 Plus Gen 2, 525 Bravo, Unit 263, 294 and on. CJ4 and CJ4 Gen 2, all 525 Charlies, have AReS. Ascend 560XL 6501 and on. Sovereign and Sovereign Plus 680 Unit 0260 and on. Latitude 680 Alpha, all serial numbers. Longitude 700, all serial numbers. And Citation 10 Plus Unit 750 501 and on. Pictured on the left-hand side of the screen is the AReS 2 box, and on the right-hand side of the screen is the AReS 3 box. To access AReS locally, you will need a laptop computer with an older version of Microsoft Windows, as older versions of Windows tend to work better. All firewalls and virus protection software needs to be turned off. Many operators choose to designate an older laptop computer as an AReS computer and configure it, including installing AReS driver for accessing AReS, and then store it in or near the aircraft. The owners and technicians only use the laptop for AReS data analysis so that it is always configured and ready for use. Aircraft will need to be powered on with the aircraft battery, and alternate power source such as a ground power unit or auxiliary power unit is recommended as necessary. You will need a standard Cat5 Ethernet cord plugged in between the computer and the AReS box, and the AReS View software or AReS View Professional software will need to be installed on the laptop. The laptop computer will need AReS diagnostic software installed onto it. Access Textron Aviation support website by going to www.2.txtav.com and log in. After logging in, your name will be in the upper right-hand corner of the screen, and you will have 9 boxes next to your name. Click on the 9 boxes and a new menu will pop up, and click Support from that menu to open the customer support webpage. On the customer support webpage, you will need to select Textron Citation model on the left-hand side of the screen. This will open a specific model page, which there will be 3 vertical rows. Look in the center row and scroll down until you see Maintenance Software heading. In the Maintenance Software, you will find the AReS diagnostic software for your computer. Follow directions and download the software onto the laptop. Also on the customer support page, on the 3rd column in the far right side of the screen, you will see a section labeled Diagnostic Equipment. As you scroll down the page in this section, you will find directions for downloading AReS files into the repository using an iPhone or iPad. You can download and use the AReS View User's Guide, which walks through how to connect and how to use AReS in greater detail than I will show on this video. For any questions on using AReS after watching this video, please consult the AReS View User's Guide. Currently in 2025, only AReS View software is available for download. When AReS View Professional software is available, it will be on the same area in the customer support webpage. AReS View Professional software can be used to interact with both AReS 2 units and AReS 3 units, and the databases collected by both. The AReS View software can only interact with AReS 2 units. AReS 3 and AReS View Professional are successors to the AReS 2 box and AReS View software. AReS View Professional software in 2025 is still in development and new features and fixes continue to be added. Currently in 2025, only AReS View software is available in the field, but AReS 3 boxes and AReS View Professional software will be rolling out to the field. I want you to be aware of it and some of the differences you should expect. AReS 2 boxes are only located in the cabin, usually in the aft cabin area on the avionics shelf in the aircraft. AReS 3 boxes can be located inside or outside the cabin due to enhanced ruggedness for harsher environments. For AReS 2, open AReS laptop on your computer. The home screen will appear once the application opens. On the left side of the screen, select Data Manager under the taskbar and AReS under the source bar as shown on the screen. AReS View Professional image is on the right-hand side of the screen. For AReS View software shown in the upper portion of the screen, in the center of the computer screen, you'll be shown your model and serial number of the aircraft you have the computer plugged into. You also need to double-click the mouse on this horizontal line or click once to turn the line blue and then click the word Connect in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. Once you double-click the model serial number on the real-time bar, it will appear in the center of the screen with a blue background. The blue background indicates that you are now connected to the AReS box. Click on the blue real-time bar to load data sets that have been recorded on the AReS box. For the AReS View Professional software shown on the bottom portion of the screen, just click on the arrow listed by the Connect tab listed under Live Units, and data sets will be available for selection. For AReS View data sets, they will appear below the real-time bar that is no longer blue like shown on the left-hand side of the screen. The most recent data sets are at the top, and as you scroll down you will see older data sets. The date timestamp for the file is always in Zulu or Greenwich Mean Time, so keep this in mind when you're looking at data sets. An AReS data set is generated every time power is cycled to the aircraft. Click on the data set you wish to look at by locating it on the horizontal line. It will turn blue, and then click it again to open the data set. For AReS View Professional, the data sets will appear below the Live Units tab. The newest, most recent files are listed on the screen, and as you scroll up, you will see older data sets. AReS View Professional will also show you whether the data sets are AReS 2, denoted by an A2 to the left of the model number in blue font, or AReS 3, denoted by an A3 in green font to the left of the model. Once you open an AReS dataset, you will want to review for a squawk. You can look for various screens that will give you a bigger picture of the dataset. You can select on Flight Profile Summary, which gives you various parameters for flight like pressure, altitude, airspeed, and gear status. By using the slide bar at the bottom of the screen, you can view the entire dataset in increments as small as 1/80th of a second. AReS View software snapshot is shown in the upper portion of the screen. AReS View Professional is shown in the bottom portion of your screen. For AReS View software shown on the left-hand side of the screen, by clicking on the PCB screens in the Screen Menu tab, you can see any of the inputs and outputs for the PCBs. The AReS View Professional software, you can click on the Tools tab on the upper bar and then select the PCB screens in the Screen section on the left side bar menu as shown on the right-hand side of your screen. You can start to see that although AReS View software and AReS View Professional software look slightly different, the functionality is still the same. For AReS View software, there are icons at the top of the page which are useful for finding what you're looking for in AReS dataset. The icon in the first red box on the upper side of the screen will get rid of the side menu and make the dataset easier to read on your screen. Push the icon again to get the side menu to return. The icon and the screwdriver and wrench in the middle red box is for plotting data, and magnifying glass on the far right will allow you to type the parameter or CAS message that you're wanting to look at. For AReS View Professional software, you can click on Tools in the menu across the top of the page and then select the application in the Applications toolbar as shown in the lower portion of your screen. AReS is a great diagnostics tool which literally supplies a ton of raw data for analysis. There are some crew alert system or CAS messages like the one shown on the screen for the CJ4 ground spoiler, where you can look and immediately pull up the answer as to when the CAS message is being triggered and what is causing the CAS message. On the snapshot shown in the screen, there are no ground spoiler fault shown by the command status vertical column on the right-hand side of the screen. The CAS message inputs are shown below the left and right hand DCU messages, and these inputs would point towards what input is causing the ground spoiler fail CAS message to post. The outer errors move plus or minus 1 second. The inner errors move plus or minus 1/80th of a second. Clicking on the time will allow you to type the precise time within the data set. The scroll bar moves. Arrows will display at tooltip when you hover the cursor over them. The upper image is the AReS View, and the lower image is the AReS View Professional. In most cases, AReS is just raw data and needs to be filtered to understand the squawk. It is often necessary to obtain the wiring print for the system you are interested in troubleshooting from the wiring diagrams in one view. This will enable you to see the inputs and outputs of the PCB and where they are going. When you understand the electrical system cause and effect, then you will generally understand AReS. Shown on the screen is the CJ4 door monitor PCB. As you can see, there are several inputs into the door monitor PCB for various door latches, and then one output for door message on pin 23. This output corresponds to the wiring diagram in 525 Charlie wiring diagram 52-10-01 figure 1, shown on the right-hand side of the screen. For AReS View software, select the Tools icon and Plot Data, Parameter, and then select the Parameters tab, channel or color you want to show on the graph, and select the variable from the menu, and then select the next channel for the next parameter. The selected parameter will show on the main screen as shown. For plotting on AReS View Professional, select the Tools tab on the top of the screen and the plotter in the Application menu, and the plot icon in the same horizontal line as depicted on the left-hand side of the screen. Then on the new plot screen, drag and drop the parameters you wish to display. Display values will be on the vertical axis of the graph, and time will be plotted on the horizontal axis of the graph. When should you want to use AReS for analyzing a squawk? When the squawk requires you to look at the aircraft system components, that is when you should utilize AReS. AReS does have some limited view into the Garmin, Honeywell, or Collins avionics systems, so on some squawks like autopilot fail or TCAS fail, you will probably get more information from the avionics maintenance diagnostics system software than you can through AReS. If you have an air, hydraulic, or fuel system leak, AReS may not help other than confirm that yes, there is a leak. If the parameter that you are looking for doesn't go through a printed circuit board, then AReS might not be the first choice for working on the squawk. AReS also has limited view of engine diagnostics, so if there's a squawk that deals with engine parameters such as an engine exceedance, you may be better off performing an engine download and sending the download to the engine manufacturer for the next steps to work the squawk. Whenever sending data to any engine or avionics manufacturer, please include the appropriate Citation customer support team so they have visibility of the issue and can work with you if the problem is deemed to be an aircraft-related issue. Viewing LRU parameters on AReS View computer software is shown on the left-hand side of the screen, and LRU parameters in AReS View Professional software is shown on the right-hand side of the screen. They are both very similar in end-user functionality, but vary in look. AReS 3 will have a greater functionality and data collection due to improvements for more data inputs, including ARINC 429 and ARINC 717, ARINC 825 or CAN bus, discrete, and will enable a serial communication protocol that enables 2 or more devices to send and receive data simultaneously. In summary, for this video, we learned how to load AReS View and AReS View Professional software onto your laptop, how to connect your laptop to the AReS box, and how to bring up and analyze AReS files locally for troubleshooting faults on the aircraft. Thank you for watching this video. For any further questions, please contact the customer support teams as listed on the screen. Thank you.